Hey, I'm Primo. I help women of color create more space for freedom and leisure through entrepreneurship. Today, I'm going to teach you some techniques on how to reprogram your subconscious mind. Disclaimer, this does not happen overnight. It will take an extreme amount of willpower and repetition in order to pull this off. But if you're here, then I know you are fully capable of doing this. I started my journey in the mind over 10 years ago. As an artist, I got a grant and I created my first solo project called Mind Thought, where I studied dreams and information about how the mind works and what the deeper meanings are. All of my research inevitably led me to the subconscious mind, where my desire to change my life, transform my life, bend reality, started to become extremely deep. This is something we all can relate to. Being on autopilot, doing the same things we do every single day in order to survive, wanting more. The desire doesn't ever go away. In order to reach the new version of yourself, the old version of yourself simply has to die. For some, that seems dark, but I like to think of it as a beautiful moment where I can continue to become. Because we're not supposed to stay the same, right? We're not supposed to live and die in the same programming. We're supposed to overcome. We're supposed to become. And the best way, the only way to do this is to deprogram the old programs that are constantly running on autopilot and reprogram with new positive thoughts, feelings in order to raise your vibration, ultimately raising your spirit and who you are. Developing your self-awareness is the first thing that needs to happen in order to reprogram your subconscious. You need to start to be able to look at yourself, not necessarily critically, but in a more awake way. And when I say awake, I mean it means you need to wake up out of the dream. You need to wake up out of autopilot. You need to realize yourself. You need to become self-actualized. This means no more excuses, no more blaming others, no more blaming people, places, or things for your life circumstances. You have to become awake inside the dream and realize that everything you experience, you created. When this happens, ego death happens as well. That's neither here nor there for this particular video, but self-awareness is going to lead us into a cave or the deepest, darkest parts of who we truly are. All the things in the shadows that we may not like about ourselves. The things we've turned a blind eye to in order to survive, in order to live day to day, right? The second thing I would say is you need to identify the codes. And as I previously mentioned, just identifying what things are at play here. Do you have addictions? Do you have certain negative habits that don't allow you to move forward? These things that may be implanted on us at childhood or even before that, because DNA continues on and holds memory for 20 generations prior to your own. So we have to start to realize what things are at play here. This is called identifying the codes. 3, it's time to deprogram the codes, right? You can do this. The best way is through meditation. Going into a dark place, closing your eyes, breathing. The breath has so much power. Breathing and letting your mind know that you're not going anywhere, because the mind is going to fight you. The mind wants to survive. It doesn't want to die. It wants to keep you safe, and it believes the only way to keep you safe is to keep you still, to keep you stagnant, to keep you away from things that may harm you, and change can potentially be harmful. So when you are in the meditative state, you're going to start to see more codes, more programs, and you're going to rebuke them. You're going to deny them. And then you're going to ultimately continue to deny them by reinforcing that denial. And when you open your eyes, you need to continue to say no and find positive affirmations or positive things you can say to yourself constantly until you truly believe that whatever those feelings are no longer an energetic match for you. Okay? And after you do all of this, you're going to rinse and you're going to repeat. One thing I want you to know is that your mind does not know the difference between good and bad. Your mind doesn't care. Your mind does what you think about on a daily basis, and it does what you resonate with. So keep that in mind. If you don't like certain things, stop vibrating at a frequency where those things can happen. Obviously, this is all easier said than done, but I have faith in you. I believe in you. And I'm also here to help. With that being said, definitely sit down today and try a meditation. Peace. Godspeed.